Rainsville, the strongest tornado you never heard of. Really enjoy checking out these tornado videos. Before we do get into this, appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. Let's check out Rainsville. Bro, look at that.
This tornado is one of the strongest to ever touch the earth, but just hours after flattening towns, it was already forgotten.
What?
It's
What do you
late
mean,
April,
forgot?
and per usual, it's raining. At the Storm Prediction Center in Oklahoma,
UK.
forecasters watch a low-pressure system deepening across the entire United States, churning up an ominous mix of energy. This isn't just another spring storm. The ingredients for intense, destructive weather are converging. Warm, moist air surges northward, fueling potential storms with explosive power. Meteorologists know something is brewing, but the scale is still unknown.
Okay.
With each passing day, the models paint an increasingly dire picture. The atmosphere is primed for extraordinary violence, and the question shifts from not if tornadoes would occur, but when, and how extreme would they really be. By April 25th, forecasters' worst fears are confirmed. The South braces for a potentially catastrophic weather event. This is the prelude to the infamous 2011 super outbreak, a day that would spawn over 200 tornadoes and forever etch itself.
Hey, yo, 200? What do you mean 200? This is coming out of nowhere?
History books. In the skies near Jackson, Mississippi, the first storm cell erupts at 2 p.m. Its fury barely concealed. Within half an hour, at 2 p.m., the storm immediately shows signs of being tornadic. By 2:30 p.m., a thin, deceptively fragile-looking tornado descends near Philadelphia. This is merely the opening act, but unbeknownst to those in its path, the true horror is yet to be unleashed. The tornado remained relatively thin, but the power within the core was extremely powerful. Within just a couple of minutes, this thin tornado would show signs of extreme strength, debarking trees and completely flattening homes that were unlucky enough to be in the direct path.
Wait, hold up. This was a house? This was a house. This just got, huh? Yo, that's mad. You know, in America, right, where tornadoes happen a lot, is house insurance very high? I would assume so, right?
Direct path. A tornado emergency, the highest level warning for a tornado, was issued for the county of Neshoba at 2:36 p.m. Almost simultaneously, the small core intensified dramatically. As the pressure inside dropped due to the sheer energy present, the soil beneath began to rip away, revealing a 3-foot deep trench of solid clay. Trees began to not only just get debarked, but have pretty much every limb violently ripped away, almost like they were sanded down to stubs. As the tornado tracked northeast, homes were essentially exploded inside out from the pressure difference. And this
this is yo, that is mad.
And blown off their foundations until there was nothing left.
What?
More chunks of soil were ripped away, and as the tornado crossed over a road, a chunk of the asphalt was ripped away. Just as quickly as the tornado would form, it would lift, however, causing millions in damage and sadly killing 3 people. The supercell still had a long way to go before it would give up, though. The storm began to create a new area of rotation in a process called recycling. A small EF1 tornado would brush the ground and pick up as the storm seemingly calibrated its structure. And just after crossing the border into Alabama, another, much larger tornado would instantly touch the ground. This tornado would become one of the longest track tornadoes ever, causing extreme EF4 damage in the towns of Reform and Cordova, Alabama, nearing the end of its path.
Bro, look at that.
EF4 damage in the towns of Reform and Cordova.
Look, that is actually crazy. That is actually and tornadoes happen a lot in America. Yo, that is crazy.
Cordova, Alabama, nearing the end of its path, the storm began to shift towards the northeast as the tornado absorbed into the storm, signifying its death. By now, over 60 tornadoes, including 3 EF5s, had hit Alabama, and the super outbreak seemed to be decreasing in intensity as the sun began to set. The strong and prolific tornadoes that had occurred were now being broadcast to millions and rapidly gaining notoriety. However,
Yo, it's literally just destroying everything. Like, absolutely everything.
A single storm, the same one with enough power to produce 2 record-breaking tornadoes, was hardly finished. At 6:00 p.m., the storm began entering Sand Mountain, an area near northeast Alabama, With the strength it had, if a tornado could form, it would parallel the devastation we had seen prior. The storm already had an amazing structure and a great environment, but even more extreme, mesoanalysis, which looks at atmospheric conditions on a local scale, showed that at 6 o'clock, the northeast corner of Alabama had some of the best vorticity, or spin, in the atmosphere. It also had the highest Cape values, which is a measure of the amount of energy storms have to feed on. This area is exactly where the storm was going.
So, wait. So this specific area, when the storm goes there, it's just going to create all hell?
Almost seemed like a ticking time bomb, and the fuse was about to ignite. At 6:22, a cone lowers from the base of the storm, and soon, wispy tentacle-like vortices reach down. This behavior was most likely indicating a struggle between the very ingredients making it possible. You see, the extreme shear allowing the storm to rapidly rotate into a tornado was also too strong, making it that any formidable structure would become overwhelmed by the spin and get torn apart. So the thing is, if this tornado is able to find a balance that is stable enough, these ingredients will morph from a handicap to a steroid, fueling and sustaining the tornado egregiously. 2 miles away.
Yo, you know, the thing about tornadoes, right? They are so beautiful, but so scary. You know what I mean? Like, looking at them, it's just Mother Nature in all its beauty, bro. But how damaging it is so bad.
Hey, on County Road 432, Charlene Stevenson, a young photographer, gets a tornado warning on her phone. As she peers outside her window, she sees something strange looming above the trees and grabs her camera to record what's going on.
Yo, look at this. Is that coming straight for her? Hey, listen, we see the flattened houses. I wouldn't even want to be inside. Just get away from that. Just get away from that. Oh, damn.
It's not gonna pass. It's not gonna get me. It's not gonna get me.
Look at that. This is actually crazy.
Oh my god, it took the tree.
It robbed the tree. Oi, give that back.
Oh my god.
Bro, listen to it, man. Like, look, like, it is a decent away, right? Like, it's quite far away-ish. But look, it's literally pulling the trees. That's mad.
What you just saw is that in just a brief moment, Charlene captures the tornado as it cuts straight across her backyard. And while it seems nowhere near her, trees just a couple feet away are torn out of the ground,
Yo, that's what I'm
suggesting
saying.
a deceiving appearance. With extreme winds stretching far out from the visible funnel cloud, the tornado.
Yo, do you know how, like, I don't think I realize how strong that has to be to rip out the tree, bro. It literally ripping out the tree. Go outside and try rip out a tree. Good luck.
It crosses through trees and houses, seemingly picking and choosing to tear roofs or flatten out buildings.
Mad.
It crossed the south end of Fife, Alabama, ramping up to possibly EF3 intensity, but still, it's so unstable. Mobile homes in the direct path were rolled and destroyed, unfortunately killing an elderly woman taking shelter in one. Trees nearby were now being taken down in big swaths, and a half of a chicken farm was obliterated. Soon, the vortex was approaching the town of Rainsville at over EF3 intensity, and it still hadn't stabilized, morphing around like a billowing cloud of smoke. But as it crossed into the city limits, a sudden change began to happen.
What happened?
Tony Walls grabs his phone and records what's happening.
Okay. What we got, Tony? Okay. Oh, yep, it's forming. A little bit. It's got a little bit. Yo, this is like, bro, this is mad. And this is the strongest strength, EF5. Bro, look at that. That is crazy. Wow. This is mad, bro.
In just a handful of seconds, the tornado went from invisible to massive right in the middle of town. At this exact moment, a handful of well-anchored homes are swept completely off their foundations. As it crosses the highway, businesses are flattened with practically nothing left. Hundreds of vehicles are lofted and mangled beyond recognition, including a school bus that's thrown across the street from the high school parking lot, stripped down to the bare chassis, and then slammed into the ground.
Wait, that's what it did to the school? Oh my, yo. Bro, how powerful it has to be to do that is, what?
Mangling the metal frame. To this day,
It's gone.
this is some of the worst damage ever done to a vehicle. Carmen McPherson and her husband Jeff feel the winds over a mile away and record the now colossal tornado zoom past their house.
This is the tornado that just passed over our house. Oh my word.
That is big.
God is so amazing.
That is big. It is beautiful, but
Jeff,
scary.
Is it coming back this way?
While Carmen and Jeff recorded outside the tornado's
Be
path,
careful.
others lacked that luxury, such as mom Cindy Newsom, who noticed clouds spinning in the distance and ran to her porch to observe.
Yo, listen, I got a lot of people. I think there's like a I don't know if it's a hurricane or a storm or whatnot is happening right now. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But I had some people telling me, like DMing me, saying there's a crazy storm right now. Like they got to be on watch. Like you guys really, like what I'm seeing right now. When you know there's a storm or something, you really got to be on watch, because your house could just go, bro.
She also captured the moment the tornado grew into a massive monster.
This is
Except this
crazy.
monster was heading straight for her.
Oh, damn. Hey, you better leave. Hey, you better leave. You better go. You better go.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Oh Jesus, Lord help us.
Look at that.
Oh,
Look
Heavenly
at that.
Father, Heavenly Father.
Is she not
Pausing
gonna
right
leave?
here, the winds were probably some of the strongest ever documented due to the damage it inflicted. Next, an exceptionally well-built stone home is hit head on by the core. The entire structure is cracked and violently ripped off its foundation
No
and
way.
scattered into dust. Chunks of the foundation itself, which were built multiple feet into the ground, were cracked with concrete supports.
Wait, hold up. I know a lot of homes in like America are like made from wood, right? And I would understand that they would, you know, collapse. But you're telling me stone? So like if that tornado came over the UK, the house would get wiped as well? Yo, that is actually crazy. That is actually crazy. Imagine what it is in the UK. The whole UK will be destroyed. Like, you got to think how big America is. So like a lot of things are like spread out. The UK is cramped in a small place. The whole UK will be destroyed, bro.
Heaved up out of the ground. Trees in this area are debarked, turned into stubs, or in some cases, turned into dust.
This
As
is
the
mad.
EF5 winds past the stone home, a 50-foot chunk of the asphalt road is torn off by the winds. Unfortunately, one of the first fatalities of the tornado occurred in the home. The winds were still increasing though. More trees are pulverized and a couple homes on the side of a block are swept away, though terribly anchored to their
Jesus.
foundation, causing them to slide off easily. The center of the tornado crosses over a huge 2-story brick home and flattens it. It crosses a small forested area before emerging right over the Robinsons' home near County Road 180. This is where the tornado would make a name for itself. The
Okay.
multi-story brick home is torn off its anchoring, lifted into the air, and scattered into dust, leaving nothing more than the bare foundation. The Robinsons'
There's nothing
driveway
there.
is stripped of its asphalt. an incredibly rare feat. Their porch made
Yo, imagine you go on holiday one day and you come back and that's all you see. It's just the foundation of your house. Your house is completely gone. Bro, that is actually mad.
of pure concrete is shattered, and chunks of the concrete are blown away into forests. And
Wait, I actually want to know, like, for example, like, you know, if this was your house and it was completely wiped out, what happens in that situation? Does the government build you a new one? Like, what actually happens? Do you get a new house? Do you go homeless? Do you get a hotel? Like, bro, what? This is actually mind-blowing.
ravines.
This
But
is mind-blowing.
possibly the most insane of all is what sat in the home was an 800-pound steel safe anchored into the earth. But that didn't matter to the tornado, as the safe is ripped
No
off
way.
its anchoring,
No way.
tossed 200 yards, and warped. Its pure steel door is ripped off and never found again. If you thought that
Hey, well, the tornado's a thief. The tornado's a straight up thief, bro. Huh? You telling me he's ripping off a safe and then taking all the stuff? Who's controlling these tornadoes?
was the extent, though, you'd be wrong. On the same property was an underground storm shelter. While the Robinsons drove away in their car, avoiding the tornado, other neighbors hid underground.
Right.
The winds, as if almost targeting the neighbors, somehow heaved the storm shelter up out of the earth and tore chunks of the door and covering, exposing the people inside.
Wait, nah. There's no way. You're telling me the tornado picked up the storm shelter out of the earth and... Bro, what?
Luckily, with the forward speed nearing 70 miles per hour, the wind subsided before anyone in the shelter was hurt, as if the tornado solely spared them because of how quick it was moving. The
That's
Robinsons' home was gone,
mad.
however, and vehicles, such as Colt Robinson's truck, were turned to unrecognizable balls of steel. Damage around this area is possibly some of the strongest documented, but the tornado itself would only become more terrifying. At this point, the tornado...
How can we get more? Bunkers are being ripped out, safes are being destroyed, houses are being flattened, and vehicles are turning into dust. How can it get worse, bro?
tornado had been traveling for nearly 15 miles and had been causing EF5 damage for nearly a quarter of that, but most people had no clue this was happening.
Huh?
You
Wow.
see, just a couple minutes before the supercell would enter the area, the KHTX radar site went down, forcing
Oh.
meteorologists and citizens to use radar from much farther away,
Oh,
and
wow.
subsequently much lower quality. In fact, if it wasn't for last-minute decisions to begin treating storms in the outbreak more intensely, it would have been possible. No warnings would have even been put out for the storm.
Oh, that would have been bad.
Unfortunately, though, it was there and nearing a mile wide. More large homes north of the Robinsons are swept clean, and there's evidence that over a dozen strips of asphalt were torn away here. The suction of the vortex
I don't know what asphalt is. Is that just like road? Is that what it is, road?
is now strong enough to rip away grass and topsoil, leaving a lighter color to the ground as the dirt beneath is exposed. To the
Wow.
northeast, Callan Wold films the vortex approaching his home. In the video, the tornado is still enlarging, suggesting it still isn't even at its peak stability or strength. At the same time the video is being filmed, a small mobile home park is sideswiped by the winds, taking every single home and pulverizing it. Other well-built homes are
Crazy.
slabbed as well, and a line of large trees are fully debarked without any branches left. Unfortunately, multiple deaths would soon follow, as the same neighborhood where Callan was filming takes a direct hit. Dozens of well-built homes are swept away, trees turn to dust,
This is
and portions
crazy.
of a sidewalk are ripped away. He emerges from the dust to find his home was one of the only ones to escape the winds intact, as most of his
Lucky.
neighbors are injured and killed, with their homes essentially gone. Countless homes continue to be battered as the sun is now setting, making the already horrific tornado even more unsettling. Carly
Yo, this is brutal, bro, because they ain't even no way to stop it. Like, you can't even stop it. You just gotta literally stand there and just watch your house, everything, all your belongings just disappear, bro.
Windsor films as the tornado flattens an entire block of large homes, a church, and then crosses into a forest. The video ends with the tornado crossing County Road 590. Just to the north, on 591, is the Thompson family, They hide as their home is one of thousands flattened, but in some miracle, the entire family of 6 survives. Through the rubble, Wayne Thompson.
Wait, and they was in the house, and their house flattened, and how did they survive?
Stands up in shock and pulls out his phone, taking one of the most unbelievable images of all time. The tornado is seen practically leaving the scene of a massacre as neighbors nearby scream for help, with some not making it. Believe it or not, the tornado isn't even halfway done with its path, but what it's doing is almost redundant. Home after home, family after family, community after community is wiped away in mere seconds. While most tornadoes vary in intensity, Rainsville did not, maintaining EF5 strength through the communities of Hennigar and Eider, the latter of which being where 20-year-old Holly Gothard shot the tornado approaching.
We have a tornado headed towards this way.
This is actually crazy.
Mama, Daddy!
That'd be so scary, bro.
Where y'all at?
Another view
What's
of the
that?
tornado is seen as Paul Todd captures the tornado essentially from above it. The tornado is now beginning to encounter extremely mountainous terrain, climbing heights of nearly 2,000 feet before plummeting down valleys of similar height. The winds do not falter, however, maintaining extreme intensity and shredding forests. Fortunately, due to the mountainous terrain, no homes are being hit. At 7:05 p.m., the tornado crossed the border between Alabama and Georgia and turned straight north over the town of Rising Fawn, simultaneously weakening at an incredible pace until the tornado became nothing once again. This is the part of the video where I would include some sort of news aftermath or report or something. The truth is, though, there really isn't any.
Why?
The tornado that just went through Sand Mountain was on no one's mind. The lack of radar coverage from the storm, the remote locations it hit, the mountainous terrain surrounding the communities, all the other tornadoes, it all led to silence from major relief in media. But most of all, no one really cared compared to other storms. In fact, 2 tornadoes.
Yo, from what I seen, you should care, bro. You know what I mean? It was destroying everything.
EF4 in Flat Rock, Alabama, and an EF4 in Bridgeport, Alabama, ravaged more popular areas to the north. Another EF4, one of the longest of the outbreak, also hit areas of Piedmont to the south. Not to mention the strong
Wait, that's so cool. You got a place called Rome in America? What?
tornadoes from the exact same supercell that produced the Rainsville tornado and the hundreds of other ones throughout the outbreak. It just drowned out anything happening in Sand Mountain. The violence of the tornado wasn't going anywhere, though. Local police dodged the annihilated landscape. Reports described nothing left of multiple communities. The damage was undescribable. Cassie White described, "The devastation was nothing I had ever seen before. People on their land where their house once sat, kids picking up toys, bodies, and destruction." She shot footage of it while escaping with their children. It took days for the National Weather Service to even survey the area, and even longer for them to find evidence that would allow them to upgrade it to an EF5. To this day, the Rainsville tornado is often considered the forgotten EF5 tornado, with very little information or coverage, and the people of Sand Mountain are still struggling to recover from what was left of what used to be their community.
Well,
If
you
enjoyed
guys
this
tell
video,
me.
Consider subscribing.
You guys tell me, did you guys know about this tornado even being in America, or is it actually forgotten or never heard of? You know what I mean? Crazy, bro, how much damage that can do. They are scary things. They really are, but absolutely beautiful at the same time. It's so weird. But yo, really good video. Enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. Live every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG. If you guys want to check me out over there, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.